Now, in a surprising development, weeks after her release from a Bengaluru prison, VK Sasikala has now announced her retirement from politics. In a letter, Sasikala had said that she never aspired for power or position and that their common enemy here is the DMK. Chinnamma called on all the Amma cadres to defeat the DMK and said that she wants AIADMK to rule for at least the next 100 years in Tamil Nadu. Interestingly, Chinnamma said that she still remains instrumental in converting Amma's thoughts into actions. Now, Sasikala's nephew, TTV Dinakaran, said that Chinnamma wants the unification of AIADMK and AMMK cadre to defeat the common enemy here, which is the DMK in the state.
அம்மா அவர்கள் மறைவுக்கு பிறகு அம்மாவுடைய ஆட்சியை அமைச்சு கொடுத்தாங்க. அம்மாவுடைய தொண்டர்கள் ஒற்றுமையாக இருக்கணுங்கிறத அவங்க வலியுறுத்தி வந்தாங்க. எல்லோரும் சேர்ந்து இவங்க தான் முதலமைச்சராக இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லி அன்னைக்கு கேட்டிருந்தாங்க. அவங்களுடைய அந்த தொடர் வலியுறுத்தல் காரணமாக தான் அதையும் ஏற்றுக்கிட்டாங்க. நான் ஒதுங்கி இருந்தால் தான் எல்லாம் ஒற்றுமையாகுங்க. அதனால் நான் இந்த அம்மாவுடைய தொண்டர்கள்லாம் ஒத்துமையாகணுங்கிறதுக்காக அவங்க இந்த முடிவை எடுத்து அறிவிச்சிருக்காங்க.
Each one in their political life has a choice to, opt in or opt out. And I think she made a valiant attempt at coming back, and there was a huge roadshow. But I don't think the AIADMK had any space for her or for her nephew TTV Dinakaran. And I think the obvious choice for her was to actually take care of her health. And I think as she ages gracefully, to kind of go into political retirement, because there was no space for her in the AIADMK. So I feel we have a fantastic government led by Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy and Mr. O. Paneerselvam, and I don't think there was any leadership space for her. I think the right choice for her at that age and that health condition was to opt out.
Now let's quickly cut across to Akshata, who brings to us exactly what are the options here before Sasikala now.
With Sasikala announcing that she's no longer going to be in politics, that she's retired from politics in Tamil Nadu, what is her next role? What could she perhaps do? Well, she could be a matriarch and a guide to her nephew TTV Dinakaran and his party, the Amma Makkal Munetra Kazhagam. But remember that she's not going to have a direct role per se in the party, considering her announcement. She could also have a shadow influence in decisions that are taken within the AIADMK, considering that there are a lot of loyalists who are still in the AIADMK who back Chinnamma. She could play the role of a power broker also post the election results if there is a need for the AIADMK to muster more numbers. Sasikala could also continue a background campaign for Amma's legacy. What's very clear in the letter that she's put out is that she believes she is the heir to Amma's legacy, referring to her time and again as her big sister.
Now, in fact, earlier, Akshata did speak with Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram and DMK spokesperson A. Saravanan on this major turn of events. Let's take a listen.
Were you surprised when the announcement came that Sasikala is retiring from politics?
First of all, I think you should read her Tamil statement very carefully. She does not say she's retiring from politics. She says, Odungugiren, not Vilagugiren. Odungugiren means I'm just stepping aside. Vilagugiren means I'm quitting. So if you read it very carefully, she simply says she's stepping aside for the moment. And obviously there's been pressure on her to issue this statement, especially after just about 2 weeks ago, she came to such a huge welcome, which took her 24 hours to drive from Bangalore to Chennai, and where there was a huge number of supporters there. And she's been making all kinds of signals that she's going to be active in politics. And now suddenly she takes this decision. So obviously pressure has been exerted on her, and the pressure could have only been exerted by the BJP to ensure that the ADMK front does not have a split in its vote bank. That's all. So I think it's only a temporary pause. This has happened before in politics as well. Jayalalitha herself has once said that she's going away from politics in 1989, and then she came back. So, and if you read her statement very carefully, it only says she's stepping aside. She does not say she's quitting.
No,
so
but
if you understand,
you're saying that it's because of pressure, and I get where you're coming from, because of the fact that she made so many statements even a week back about her political intentions and whatnot. But when you say the BJP is involved, why do you say that? And how do you think anyone can pressurize someone like VK Sasikala to take this call?
She's got a whole plethora of legal cases and pending investigations, from the Income Tax Department, from the Enforcement Directorate and all kinds of other agencies. And the BJP is very well known to put pressure using these agencies. and so much of her property has been frozen and attached. So I'm sure there's some sort of an arrangement could have been made to ease that pressure from these agencies for her to take this decision, to sort of persuade her to take this decision. So, I mean, it's common knowledge. I don't think you need to be a deep political scientist to come to this conclusion.
How the DMK is reading this development, Mr. Saravanan is joining us. Saravanan, is the DMK worried?
Why should we be worried? We did not campaign against Sasikala.
No, I'll tell you why.
I'll
tell you why, Saravanan.
No,
because now you have the AIA-DMK united. There's no vote cut-off factor, which everyone thought Sasikala would be. Second is, there seems to be a rift between the DMK and the Congress, which now there'll be pressure on you to sort out no matter what, because you have to keep your camp together now. Sasikala factor is gone. That's why.
No. See, that's what, this is all this strawman fallacies will not work in politics. It may work well in an argument, but on the ground, it's not going to work. You are creating someone, you are creating a myth, then you are busting that myth. I think it's not going to work. See, Sasikala, we were opposing the policies of the Edappadi government. We were opposing how BJP and ADMK, both of them betrayed the interest of Tamil Nadu. And how does that Sasikala come into this equation? Where was she 1 month ago? Suddenly she was there and suddenly everybody was talking about her. And suddenly, so this is not going to have any impact. And if all these analysts who are saying that this will not allow this vote, that vote, if that is true, then I would say the people of Tamil Nadu are very smart. People who are supporting, who perceived support to Sasikala, they will think that she's being pushed out unceremoniously by the BJP. That is going to anger them. So they're not going to vote for that combine at all. So either way, it is not going to, it's like, see, what you said may be true. Only in one aspect, it is about capturing the ADMK party. That is all that is.
No, but what about the pressure? What about the pressure on the DMK to ensure that now that no matter what, you're a united front? There's a lot of talk about the Congress, the VCK being very, very miffed with the DMK, Saravanan.
See, that is all that is just rumors. There is nothing that is going on. In 2019, we made Mr. Rahul Gandhi as the prime ministerial candidate. Therefore, we gave 10 seats to them. Now, our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, is projected as the chief ministerial candidate. We know how to handle this. From 1967, we were having all rainbow alliances. We are experts at stitching alliances. So, there are rumors aimed at disturbing. They want to create a perception that all is not well within the DMK camp. That is not the truth.
All right, while the heated debate on why Sasikala quit goes on, here are some of the questions that we asked. Why did Sasikala really need to flex muscle so visibly? Now, has the BJP played a role behind Sasikala's decision here, as per all those critics who say that this was under pressure of the BJP? Does this clear the decks for AMMK and the AIADMK's merger now? Or does this now mean that Edappadi Palaniswamy is now the undisputed AIADMK's head honcho? Well, of course, these are questions that yet to be answered or may not be even answered, but of course, left lingering right ahead of assembly polls in Tamil Nadu.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.